Okay. Well, I got to make these holes 30-inch deep. It's 24 to the frost line, and then an extra 6 inches to keep it from shifting. So it wasn't as hard as I thought. My property is slightly up on the hill. This is very rocky terrain, but I was very fortunate that my property goes up and I didn't run into a single rock, and the ground, the soil itself looks beautiful. So 9 holes to go. It's hot out here. I always seem to come out on one of the hottest days of the year. But I have 3 holes dug, and I was thinking in my head that I had to go down 3 feet. Then I realized, no, I need to go down 30 inches. So that saves me a little bit, but my auger is only about 2.5, at most 2.5 feet. So I need an extra 6 inches. So I had the forethought of purchasing some extensions here. And so my thought is I'm going to go through, dig out all the holes about 2 feet, and then go back with the extension so I don't have to keep putting it on and taking it back off. However, like I mentioned, I only have a 10-inch width drill bit. Now, it is capable of doing 12-inch. And my thought is, my thought was that I was going to take a shovel and skim it off. But I tell you, that's going to take hours and hours. And since the most I'm going to do today is get all the holes dug and get them down 30 inches, I'm not going to come back for roughly another week. So for an investment of about $45 or $50, I can get a 12-inch width and come out here and just crush it, hopefully in about a half hour to at the most an hour. And I don't have a hole digger, a post digger I mean, which also kind of sucks getting the dirt out of the holes. I just have a little shovel. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'm sure seeing a hole is not a big deal, but this is what I have so far. All right, this one here, take a look here. I've got 2 dug out to about 2 feet, and the one down there a little bit less. I ran into a little rock, but so far it's really good. And I don't know if you can see how nice that soil is, but I'm very happy with that. That's going to be some good planting. So I still have to get the corners and then start on the other side. But I think it's getting hot. I think I'm going to head out to lunch. I'm done. I'm done for the day. No matter what I did when I squirted off, I was always off. As little as 2.5 inches when I went like diagonal across, and then I would bet the farm, measure it all again. It's perfect. It's got to be, measure it again. 7 inches off. What the hell? The good news is I measured the front, from A to B, strung a line across, knew that measurement's right. The only measurement that's going to be absolutely right is the first 2 stakes you put down, because it's just from A to B. And then you can measure it, put your holes there, and that's exactly what I did. Went to remeasure, and I just kept getting off and off and off, and I'm just losing it. So I'm going to go home, more research. I'm going to do it technically perfect, the way I see it on YouTube, and it's got to be right. No shortcuts, no this has got to work, no being half an inch or 1/4 inch off, all that's going to be fine. If I don't get this perfect, the rest of it's going to be off. So I'm calling it quits for the day. I'm taking another week or so off because it is a pretty long drive to get out here. I'm going to get the right equipment, and I'm going to come back out here. So all you guys who's going to build a tiny house, you got to square it off right. You got to square it off perfectly the first time, or else you're screwed no matter how long it takes. So stay cool.